I was happy to see that our JV team won.
Yeah.
I think
Who is hit?
adding Brandon Riggs. Oh, what game's that?
LSU Georgia.
Oh yeah, what's the score?
17-3.
Oh,
Yeah, it was interesting because I'm trying to remember, was it Centennial? Yeah, I think it was a good game, and then Centennial just they were trying to press, and they just could not stay ahead, especially in the fourth quarter.
tough loss there for one big win on their RBI. Hasn't good. At least he's responding. Did you play football? Your favorite college team
I tend to root for Utah.
until last night?
I don't tell them why because they were way too happy about it.
Oh, were they?
Dusty's a big BYU guy. Kane is just
Yeah, I was talking about it yesterday. I wanted Utah to win, but it was just 2 weeks ago that Oregon was ranked higher than Utah. So I was like, considering what happened with Washington last year at the Pac-12, we just choked at the championship. We choked when it really mattered. I mean, every game matters.
yeah, I didn't get to watch a ton of it, but they could never get their offense going, and then they started pushing way too hard when they got down by so much. Then when they put 15, 20, okay, I'm back in the rhythm. And Oregon gets that dagger score, well, 30 or 15, it was just
Oregon was hungry. I mean, how close the game was against the Beavers, and then the Arizona loss. I think they had to redeem themselves.
Welcome into Tiger Fieldhouse Game 2 on Day 3. The Wasatch Academy JV squad taking on the Queens Creek Bulldogs. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart with you. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage this weekend. We got 2 more games after this one as we are underway, and Wasatch Academy running another squad here is Cameron Waits, sold Mr. Gustafson. Welcome Saturday.
Yeah, you know, it was interesting talking with Coach Bobbitt before the game. He said, I got some football players on my team, including one on the bench right now in Glass, who's, you know, Pac-12 offensive tackle. And we've got another Pac-12 potential offensive tackle from Wasatch Academy. He showed it on that play, huh?
Mercy, as Garvin for 3 is long, and rebound taken by Cameron Waits. In fact, Garvin's a running back on the football team for the Bulldogs. There's a 3 that is off the mark by Leo. And quickly down the floor, here's Raiden Thorson. And Thorson, he had a nice game last night, and he picked up right where he left off.
You know, one of the things I love talking with Coach Bobbitt, he said, we're trying to teach our players and help them understand some things, and they wanted to play Wasatch Academy. They played Orem last night, and now they get the JV. They are getting their money's worth out of this tournament, right? Because they are going up against some really, really good teams, and certainly going to be an opportunity for his young men to learn how to play together, learn the offense. As Thorson, nice defensive effort, now moving the other end.
Bobbitt from Thorson. Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is a young roster, too. It's a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors, and trying to build a program. Coach Bobbitt, and you know, you go up against those types of teams time and time and help them see what it takes and what it looks like, and that familiarity you hope pays off in the long run.
Gustafson way outside and strong, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about Coach Daniel Bobbitt, as that shot is good. Nice shot by Leonard Miller.
You know, Miller was a guy in the JV game yesterday that really ran the offense, had a lot of points, a lot of looks for the Wasatch Academy Tigers in their win. He and Matus Ronski going to be the 2 to really keep an eye on offensively. 2 of the better shooters on the floor for this JV squad.
Evans with the steal, Matus on the run. Ronski give it up, and Leo reversed it right underneath the hoop, and I thought that ball went out of bounds, and maybe my eyes deceived me as Matus pulls for 3 and it rolls home. Timeout on the floor. You're watching the Pro Look Shootout. Out of the timeout, 5:25 left in the first quarter, is the Queen Creek Bulldogs bringing up the floor, and Garvin was not ready for that pass as Bobbitt swinging it around. Now it's Garvin, drop it inside to Isaiah Glass. Strong move, and Glass gets it to go.
You know, I really thought in their game yesterday when Isaiah Glass came on the floor, he added a dimension. And I love that they go inside to Isaiah on the first possession with him coming in.
As Cameron Waits lost the ball, he wanted a foul call, and I think Glass watched Cameron's first possession and how he just steamrolled his way over Gustafson, and he said, okay, I'm going to show him right now. There are 2 football players.
I didn't know we could do that.
He's like, all right, we're going to bring it. Let's do it. Is try to go pick and roll, and that's picked off. Cole Jesse ahead to Leo Miller. Leonard has that one slapped away by Thorson. Glass hits the deck, but no, they're going to call the foul on Leonard Miller. And Isaiah Glass is going to look back at the official and say, no, I meant to dive.
Hey, you know what? You're not going to give it back. Hey,
No, what? Yeah.
just go. Just go with it.
Bobick tried to skip pass, but it gets in the hands of Thompson.
You know, Evans does a nice job getting the hands up, young freshman. Has a bright future at Wasatch Academy.
Bobick for three, back rimmed, and the rebound taken by Miller.
Boy, he doesn't miss those often. Cannot leave Bobick unmarked. He had a great game shooting yesterday for Queen Creek.
Oh, and that one goes in and out there for Miller, and quickly down the floor comes Thorson. Thorson in the corner to Thompson. Jump step. And a little too strong. The rebound claimed by Matus. Pulls for three in transition and got it. Young man out of Croatia has had a very good weekend.
We warned you, Matus Ronski, you've got to be aware of where 14 is because he'll pull up that three. And I mean, I don't know what his percentage is, but it's high. I mean, it's at least 40-45%.
There's a steal by Trey Evans. Trey goes at Thompson. Euro step. Oh, the reverse wouldn't drop. But Cole Jesse there to clean it up.
Cole Jesse.
The thing about Trey Evans, as we knew this last year, we talked to David when he took the job at leaving Lone Peak and going to Wasatch Academy. He goes, one of the great things is the practice. He goes, Trey's just an 8th grader. Gets beat up every day. It's good for him.
Yeah.
He's going to have 5 years of playing against Division I guys every day as Leonard Miller lays that one in.
And you know the thing you loved, I mean, you mentioned last year, we'd go down and do a game, and after the game, Trey would go out there and shoot around with all the kids.
Right.
So you mentioned the 5 years, that's literal. I mean, as an 8th grader, he was out at practices, and well, I shouldn't say at formal practices, but he was there with the team.
I think he was at
and,
formal practices.
And I just didn't know, so I didn't want to overspeak it.
Yeah, he was at formal practice every day. As Cole Jesse on the drive, leaves it for Cameron Waits, goes right at Glass, left hand, and got it.
You know, it is difficult to understand how to play physical with size. And I think Waits has done a really good job in the early part of this game of not committing offensive fouls, but still able to create some space with his size.
Matus can't get the three to drop. The rebound taken by Glass. You know, it's Thorson on the push. Thorson from the junction left it short. And it's Wasatch Academy basketball. 1:55 left in the quarter. And Cameron, I know he's lost about 30 pounds. He's probably lost 15 more. He's small bench on the JV roster. He's played a lot this weekend.
It's an even smaller bench for Queen Creek. It's so small, you've got Norm Tiger over there.
Toyabout wants some extra run. As Matus goes right down the lane.
A young man familiar just moved to Orem shortly before the season started. Played at Queen Creek and was expected to be there this year prior to that move. It's Glass again.
Yeah, we said recently, last week.
Yeah.
He got about 2 practices in. As there's Leo getting called for that off arm, and we'll go the other ways. That foul goes on Wasatch Academy. The second team foul of the half.
And the second personal on Miller. He's going to head to the bench, take a seat here.
Well, we had a great talk with Coach Bobick. We don't have plenty of time to go through a lot of it, but one of my favorite parts is, you know, a lot of coaches, you think, okay, they're high school coaches or maybe they're teachers. He's in business development, a rival company with Stance. And he's the business development guy there. Wanted to impart his basketball knowledge as his son, Jackson Bobick, knocks down the 3. And it is his son. Makes me feel old. And he says, but I wanted to impart the things he learned in basketball. He had great coaches who were coached by great coaches.
I mean, the amazing thing, he talked about his pedigree. His dad played for Eddie Sutton. He played for Eddie Sutton. His high school coach played for Popovich. I mean, think about all the knowledge and experience that he has learned in this great game. And I mean, he mentioned I can die with me or I can pass it on. I'm choosing to pass it on.
And he talked about his team so young, and now it's still young. I mean, a bunch of juniors and sophomores, and Toyoval on that team last year said, he was part of the payoff of these years of getting their, taking it on the nose a little bit, but then he moves, and so, but it continues to be the long-term process of what they're trying to build at Queen Creek as Waits gets the block. Quickly ahead is Lofton to the rim and the bucket. But my favorite line is he said when he decided to come to the tournament, he said, hey, you told Jeff Mitchell, he was the tournament director, you better put us with Wasatch Academy where I'm not coming. He goes, really? That's easy. Done. They played him day one. As Glass tried to save that one in and, tried to wrap around. And Matuse at the horn is short. And now do it for the first quarter. The end of one, it's Wasatch Academy JV 20, Queen Creek 15. You're watching the 2019 Pro Look Shootout. Start of the second quarter and a 5-point lead for Wasatch Academy JV over Queen Creek is Glass. Hands back to Thompson. Thompson cut off there by the defenders, and here comes Lee going the other way. Oh, nice pass to Lofton, who finishes.
Boy, one that just got away from Thompson. He kind of looked like, where'd that go? And a great job by the two guards for Wasatch Academy running the floor in the unselfish play.
There's Gustafson on the other end, gets the bucket.
First points for Gustafson. He had a nice game yesterday as well. And you talk about this Queen Creek roster still trying to kind of learn and come together. And that offense, a very important piece, and Gustafson can really contribute on the offensive side.
Cameron Waits bullies his way to the rim and scores again.
I love seeing Waits become more and more confident here at Wasatch Academy, so he'll pick up the foul on this end.
That's a foul before the shot, I believe.
Yeah.
Got my official eyes on. Cole Jesse picks up the foul.
It was a foul after as well. It's just the first one occurred prior to. So, how about Waits running the floor though, huh?
He's taking trimming down seriously.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you this. I mean, my professional contacts would not like this, but he's a healthy 320. Like he is not.
You're telling me IHC Analytics wouldn't say that?
Yeah, no, they wouldn't love me saying that. But he's
Long with a nice pass to Waits, and I wanted to see a broken backboard. Waits pulls on that enough, and my whole thing might come down. That front strap ain't holding anything after that. It'd be Waits 2-2.
And if there's anything we've learned the last 2 years, is that the backboards in this state are not overly strong, right? I mean, we've had so many.
Coach Wildeboer goes 3-0. He's going to come pay some respects as that first one off the mark. Yeah. Coach Wildeboer with the highest winning percentage in Orem High School history currently. He's batting 1,000. As both are good for Cameron Waits. 26-19 the lead. We'll get Coach Wildeboer come join us as Gustafson pulls for three and hits. So Gustafson is going to prove to be the best offensive option at Queen Creek. He's got to stay out of foul trouble throughout the season, but he's got skill.
Well, and you can see Bobek, when you get those two going, and some of the grittiness, Thorson, I mean, you have a roster that can start to be a problem for teams as that experience comes together.
As come off the screen, fall away, Jay rolls home for Thorson. And you see the skill in that young man too.
How about the morphing of this Queen Creek team? I mean, day one, Wasatch Academy does not go well. Last night, a game that they thought, oh, well, we're just playing normal high school, we'll be all right. That one doesn't go well. And here, day three, finally you start to see that come together and putting together a heck of a game here against the JV squad for Wasatch Academy.
5:52 left in the half as we're at a 2-point game. It was a fun time to coach Bobby. He said, you know, I got a bunch of guys that want to play Division I. He said, I wanted them to see what Division I guys look like.
Yep.
He said, it's good for them. And he also said, I hope, get our butts kicked a little bit here. A little bit of humble pie will be a good thing for this team to grow.
I'm a firm believer in that personally. And I mean, you can even see days 1 and 2 compared to today. Team looks a little bit different, a little more focused, a little more dialed in.
Gustafson with a step back three. And it's now 27-26, timeout, Wasatch Academy. You're watching the 2019 Pro League Challenge. .5:20 in on a rolling clock here in the first half. 27-26 is Queen Creek taking the lead on Wasatch Academy. Nice find inside, and Huang with the bucket. Actually, that was Lee.
Yep. We've talked about some of the youth for Wasatch Academy, and Lee, he's another freshman. Dusty, I think he was the #1 player at his position in China. And coming over here to Wasatch Academy as a freshman, number 34, look out.
Now, we know this because we do Wasatch Academy home games. They have their own program in China.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an international campus and an international student body, and the basketball program becoming an international basketball program. And we've talked about Matus, he's from Croatia. Leonard Miller, Canada. They've got a number of overseas players on the roster.
Well, it matches the student body as well on campus, but as you mentioned, they have the off-sites as well in China. As a nice take and finish by Gustafson. And
how about 10 points in this second quarter for Calvin Gustafson, the junior? We mentioned they look more dialed in tonight and executing at a much better level than we've seen prior to this week.
Here's Huang along the baseline. Hronsky for three, short. Gustafson pulls down the rebound on the run now with Thorson. Give it up to Thompson, and Thompson to the rim, blocked away by Matus. Now the run with Lofton.
Good job getting back there for Queen Creek. So many times you see that block can be deflating. The other team can get a fast break opportunity.
And that's out of bounds. Oh, thought it was off of Evans, but no, you say off of Thorson. How about the mix on the floor right now? You got 2 players from China, 1 from Croatia, and then 2 from Utah. Lofton is the son of the headmaster, Joe Lofton.
The soon-to-be retiring headmaster at Wasatch Academy.
It's a sad day for a lot of us as Huang finds Lee but can't hang on to it. Send out to Lofton for 3. Got it.
I'm always sad to hear about others' retirements, but I'm looking forward to the day when I can take mine. And you think of Joseph Lofton, what he's done at Wasatch Academy, the headmaster, and really, supported this vision to help take Wasatch Academy to be an international program and a top 15 program in the country. And his impact on the school and athletics will be felt for a long time.
Thompson, left hand, got it. And we're tied at 31. Coach Perry Wildeboer sitting with this, and he probably wasn't expecting to make him join the broadcast, though, too. Coach, I mean, you got to play Queens Creek. This team, it seemed like it got better as that game went on against you last night.
Yeah, they were tough. Their first game was 2 nights ago, so for them playing their second game, I think they felt a lot better. Yeah, those first games can be, sometimes you got to get the kinks out, and so I thought they shot the ball well. They were 7 for 13 from the 3-point line, and Bobbick's boy, he stepped up, played real well.
Shots off the mark, 33-31, the lead for Wasatch Academy. You mentioned that that was their first game of the year, and what a way to kick off the year. You got to play against, and they asked for it. They asked to play Wasatch Academy. Coach Bobbick said, we won't come if we don't play them. And Jeff Mitchell said, that's really easy to schedule.
Yeah. He said, oh, good. Got it.
As Thompson inside, got the bucket, count it. And Thompson ties it up at 33, and he'll go to the line.
It's been an odd week in the fact that, one of his better players is, moved up to our school literally a week ago, and then we're playing him, Who would have thought that would happen?
I would joke around and say how the recruiting process goes, but you're at Orem High School and everyone thinks that's what happened, and we know that's not what happened.
Right, that's not what happened. He fell in my lap, completely fell in my lap. They'd been living up here before, and they wanted to come back, and so he literally came, and we love to have him. He's a great kid, and so I feel bad for Bobbick and his players, his team, because they're losing a great kid, but we're happy to have him for sure.
Thompson reverses and scores, and Justin Thompson, I mentioned that game on Thursday. He scored 15 points in the third quarter against Wasatch Academy's A squad.
He's got 9 in the second quarter tonight.
Matus into the corner, Lofton for 3, his second 3, and we're tied at 36.
How about the game for Lofton? 10 points now, 2 made threes, had a fast break opportunity. He's done a great job stepping up here for Wasatch Academy.
Garvin on the baseline, inside left hand off the bump, and it won't drop. Talk about Garvin is a running back. That shocked me to hear that he's a running back down there. As Lofton misses the 3, Glass claims the rebound on the push now with Thompson. Minute and a half left here in the first half.
Coach, would love to gain a little bit of perspective for our viewers. What's it like to coach in these tournaments? You have out-of-state teams coming in, you don't know much about them, and then night to night, a different opponent, and then day 3, you don't even know who your opponent's going to be till you're ready to go to bed the night before. Just talk us through a little bit about the coach's experience.
Yeah, I think when teams come in, your first game you might get some information on them, but then once you play those second and third games, you're adapting on the fly. You watch them the night before, but you don't have really time to work anything in with a scouting report. There might be a player or two you know a couple things about that you can identify strengths to, and maybe best shooters type of thing, or who you got to get on top of in the post, and maybe who you play behind. But yeah, it's on the fly. You've got to adjust as you go, and so that's kind of how the state tournament is. The state tournament, you prepare for that first game, and then you play maybe 3 in a row. You don't get a lot of time to prepare, so it's good practice for that kind of stuff to adapt on the fly.
It said no call as Matus was trying to get that call. Garvin took the worst of it, and they just called that a bounds. Into Lofton, and was able to save it right in the hands of Garvin. Now Thorson. Lee giving chase. Nice pass to Thorson to Bobbick, and we're tied at 38.
Bobbick only has 7 points. If I told you he only had 7 points with 20 seconds left in the half, would you think they're tied up?
No.
I would not.
And it's because Thompson played really well. Thorson's had another good game.
Gustafson as well.
Yeah. And Gustafson's been on the bench a good portion here in the second quarter. As Daniel Bobbick can take the timeout. 21.8 left here in the half. Let's stay here.
Yeah.
Coach Wildeboer, Coach, we talk about what you've seen in this tournament. We have some pretty good teams, but let's get your perspective. Rocky Mountain going to take on Wasatch Academy tonight. How fun is that going to be?
No, this is great. That's what the tournament's for. Is we know Wasatch Academy is going to, most high school teams they can thump them, but we usually have a team here that actually kind of rises above all that. We had the team from Richland, I think, last year and the year before that beat Wasatch Academy. So this Idaho team was the real deal. The way they played Lone Peak, how solid they are. They're well coached. Every position's covered. And so, you know, Wasatch Academy might have better athletes, but I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if Idaho got them.
Richland shot the lights out the night that they beat them. I called that game. I mean, there's still threes falling in this gym from that game.
And Rocky Mountain showed the ability to shoot really well from the perimeter. So it is going to take that.
15 left in the half.
Bigs.
Yep.
Bobek up top, Thompson now over to Thorson. 10 seconds to go. 2-3 zone here from Wasatch Academy. Bobek for three, got it. Jackson Bobek. And they will not get a shot off. We go to the half. It is Queens Creek 41 and Wasatch Academy JV 38. You're watching the 2019 Pro Look Shootout. Start of the second half, Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart, Wasatch Academy JV, and there's Cameron Waits. I'm telling you, Dane, I know his future might be football, but he could be future two sports.
Yeah, he's got a future in basketball too. And how about 10 points for Waits? He's been solid today. They start the second half just like they started the first with big number 54 in the paint.
He's a very polite kid, but you can just tell and I know he's from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I know exactly where he's from. And he ain't backing down from much.
Yeah, I mean, he can kick it in another gear, right? Off the floor, stud.
Yeah.
Very personable, very polite, very professional, but I don't want to engage with him on the basketball floor.
Gets the board, but as soon as he let that go, that outlet pass picked off by Thorson. Here's Garvin, gets him off his feet and scores.
It's a great use of the fake there by Garvin. You've got a big man underneath who's been active, and you get that pump fake, get him to bite, and it just frees up everything behind it.
Outside Matus. Kozak Gustafson gets him off his mark, and Matus kisses it off the window.
Matus hit 2 threes early on in this contest. Looked like he was going to go for 30 plus. Queen Creek has slowed him up a little bit since then, though right now he has 12 to lead all scorers.
Thompson off the bump and can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Preston Thompson found the attempt. Cole Jesse whistled for his second.
Cole Jesse picks up the foul. So that was a fast first half.
That was a fast first half. Didn't have a lot of fouls in that. That certainly helped. As Thompson misses his first, he's getting ready to hit double-figure scoring with his next made bucket. There it is.
We had 9 in the second quarter.
Yeah, he's got 10 in the contest. How about Thompson, Gustafson, and Bobick all with 10 apiece for Queen Creek? They've not had that balanced scoring all week long.
Not at all. Matus off the screen, awaits into the corner. Trey Evans for 3. Trey's first 3 of the weekend, and it gives Wasatch Academy the lead.
Yeah, the young freshman, he's largely been trying to learn his role, but you get an open look in the corner and able to knock it down. We mentioned he's got a bright future at Wasatch Academy and able to showcase it there.
Bobick on the baseline, missed it. In golf, we call it he tugged it a little bit, pulled it offline. Is Cole Jesse for 3, rims out. Been a tough shooting weekend for Cole.
There is not a player that has had less friendly rims than Cole Jesse. It feels like every shot hits every part of that rim.
As we got a block. Be 2 free throws coming here for Garvin.
I thought Garvin was on the edge there of a charge. Felt like he was a little out of control, but official there calling it on Horonsky. I've got number 2 on Matus.
Kobe Garvin, the line shooting.
As Colby missed the first. And Garvin gets the second. Tied up at 45, 5:20 left here in the third. Drop it inside to Waits. And an elbow. I don't think he didn't mean to, but it was there and got Gustafson, and we'll go the other way. And actually, Cameron's like, I don't think I hit him.
It's the comment I made back in the first half. It is tough to learn how to play as a big man within the and to not. I mean, for him, he's like, what did I do? I mean, I'm just dribbling the basketball. It's like, well, dude, you're 100 pounds heavier than anyone else. You got to just play this game a little differently. And right there, he comes down on the shooter. So 2 quick fouls there of Waits as he came down right on the foot
Cameron Waits picks up the second.
Of Gustafson, and Gustafson hits the floor, and there's the foul.
Gustafson, I mean, he's had a lot of what he would consider tough calls. He was in foul trouble really quickly in game number 1. Last night, close to coming unglued with frustration. And the last 30 seconds, he's like, okay, maybe this is a good weekend. In golf, we call it the shot that brings you back. Then maybe basketball isn't as hard as I thought. Guys, the first two, has one more. And of course, it's the evolution of the James Hardenism of basketball as well. As he goes 2 or 3. And of course, James Harden played at ASU, and most of these guys were little then. Matus with the flyby and 3. Pulled the Maverick move.
There it is. We talked about 2 shooters on the floor in this game, Bobick and Matus has won the contest so far. Another tray.
Thompson thought he'd get some contact and didn't. Waits with the board. Here comes Trey Evans. Matus transition, 4-3, back-to-back threes.
Well, I mentioned that they had done a nice job of pulling him off that pace, but he's got 8 quick points here in the third quarter, and Matus finding that range.
Thorson misjudged where he was on the floor. Matus not going for the turkey. Kickball and will stay here.
You know, the other thing should mention, we talked about the thin benches for both these squads. Jassa, I'm not quite certain how to say that name. I think he was a young man that... Diasa got the 2 technicals yesterday, so he's not suited up today. And right now it's been a rotation of 6 for Queen Creek.
I feel glad that he wasn't here for the first game of the day where a young man in the exact same spot, matter of fact, made a call during the play and got the call.
I actually think he was here. I think they were just a couple rows back because we were talking about it. Someone looked back. And I was like, he said it.
But it was true. As he gets the bucket there, does Miller. Last night he wanted a carry call. He didn't get it. He yelled at it in the moment and got teed up for it and then got mad and got a second tee.
Yeah.
Young man called for it, got it. The call as Waits picks up that one, and it's because I talked about it.
That's 3 and 4.
What Cameron's saying is that Wasatch Academy, Gino Morgan Court, the wall is right there. It doesn't look as bad when I do that.
Yeah, so 3 and 4 there on Waits. You know, the one he's frustrated on the foul, and I don't think on the call. I think it's on himself. And then you get the whistle. You get 3 fouls in a 2-minute span. The frustration there. You throw the ball, and you know, this Wasatch Academy team has just started. The JV team has just started to create some separation. As Glass there on the first free throw, not satisfied with the attempt. He's got another one here.
It was just a bit outside, and he'll have one more.
There's a young man, a football player, and Coach Bobick said, hey, look, I got 3 football players, and again, this is a rotation of 6, right? So half your team is coming off a run in your state playoffs. They're trying to get healthy. They're trying to get in basketball mode, and it takes a little bit of time.
They said that they asked him, Coach, can we please have a week?
Yeah, I mean, last week was the first week of practice for them, and they said, Coach, we're banged up, man. And so they have not had a ton of time together. As the technical foul here from Bobick, able to hit him both. It was 6, it's down to 3.
As Waits will go take a seat. Lee comes on the floor along with Cole Jesse.
You know, and I'll tell you what, Dave Evans, the head coach of the varsity, he's on the JV bench here, and he's been talking, coaching up his guys, and he just looked down at Wade, and he said something and just kind of chuckled. And, you know, I love the way Coach Evans, he'll get after you, but he loves his kids. He loves his players, and, you know, understands that moment. That's not something we've seen typically of Waits this year from Wasatch Academy, and able to kind of take the edge off the play.
I'm telling you, muscle memory is a real thing. He thought the wall was right there. He forgot that it's an open floor.
There's also pads on that wall, which would help kill that ball, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, because he just kind of tossed it behind him. It's like, oh, there is a bunch of.
You know, the other thing is here, you don't even have bleachers. They took the bleachers out.
Right.
It's just like, and so anyway, there's a very different dynamic.
Deep dive into the psyche of Cameron Waits.
Right.
3:25 left in the third, because we'll tell you exactly what he was thinking. His guts just said.
In fact, right now he's on the bench thinking, I'm thirsty, as he takes a drink of water.
Thus we digress. 3:15 left in the third. And we've had a lot of lopsided games here this weekend. And we were in the midst of a really good one as Glass getting called for the hook. And then Bobick gets a little piece of it too. Bull in a China shop.
Just the first team foul on Queen Creek here in the second half.
A little discrepancy here, and we'll see this even up in a moment. 6 team fouls on Wasatch Academy and 1 to Queen Creek. Lee comes out for that screen on Thorson. He has it straight away. Passes up the 3, goes out to Leo Miller. Leonard for 3. Frozen rope won't go. Evans there for the board, can't get it. Cole Jesse with the rebound. His left-handed shot falls. He's just a basketball Jesse.
I love Jesse. I mean, that ball comes to him. We've already documented a little bit about some of the rim woes and kind of realized, hey, I got space, I'm going to put this up. He has not been fearful of pulling the trigger on shots. You can tell a confident young man. It's just been trying to see that ball hit the bottom of the net, and it does there for Cole.
And there's the foul on Cole Jesse. It'll be 1-on-1 free throws.
Talk about not deep benches. I've got Jesse with 3, Waits with 4. I have Matus with 2, Miller with 2, and I've missed some.
Thompson knocks down the front end, I should say.
How about this? 10 points scored in the quarter for Queen Creek and only 1 field goal. Everything else has come from the line.
Free throw line's a great equalizer.
If you make them, right?
Yeah. And to steal another basketball. He's got to score at the clock stop. And there's the foul. It'll be the second team foul on Queen Creek. But I don't think you have shots coming here for Cole Jesse. Nope. It's on the drive. As we know, Lone Peak's playing next. The Woohoo Man is here. The Lone Peak, longtime parent at Lone Peak. He's got to win the Superfan Award. As Cole Jesse knocks down a 3.
There you go, Cole. That one was pure. Nothing but net. Confidently from the corner. Good to see that go down.
His second 3 of the weekend. 5 points in the quarter. 2 minutes to go in the third. Thorson, nice hedge by Lee, and now a steal by Miller. Miller down the lane, left hand, no. Rebound to Bobick.
You know, you're just not used to seeing 6'9" able to fill the key like that, right? You see Leo Miller, and rather, you know, doesn't have a ton of weight on him, and able to just reach up and haul that pass in. It's not something you're accustomed to seeing.
First points of the half for Gustafson, who had the terrific first half. A little spurt in the second. Missed on that steal. Miller can't hit the 3. Gustafson going to track this one down. Miller giving chase. Left hand and good. And just like that, 1 possession game.
Kind of had to use that hip to secure it, but a nice job there by Gustafson, not traveling on the play, back-to-back buckets to get this back to 2.
Evans hands back to Jesse. Thorson right with him, hand off to Matus. And Matus, glass left him, and Matus with his third 3 of the quarter.
You can't do it. He's such a good shooter, and he shot so well. You know, look, they're Wasatch Academy Tigers. They're playing at the home of the Tigers. It's got to be like a home gym feel, right?
Tiger of a different stripe. 40 seconds left in the third. You're watching the Pro Look Shootout. .39 seconds left in the quarter. Bobick on the angle. Up top to Thompson. 30 seconds. Glass. Goes at Lee, sends back out to Thompson. Thompson floats over top. Lee left it short. Loose ball. Picked up by Matus. Can he make it 4 threes in the quarter? Cole Jesse over to Evans. And Thorson going to call for the foul, and it'll be the third Team foul.
Reinforcement whistle for the foul. His second.
.11 seconds left in the quarter. Into Matus for 10 seconds. Off the screen. Has that one slapped away. Lee sent out to Miller. Pass up the three, drive the base, sends out. And a block on glass.
I thought it was a good call. I thought Glass was late to get that to that baseline. You just, as a coach, you hate to have that with 1.5 seconds left, right?
Yeah. Inbound 1.6, hits the backboard. Thorson will count if it goes, it's short. Head of the fourth quarter and a 5-point lead for Wasatch Academy JVs. They lead 61-56 over Queen Creek. You're watching the 2019 Pro Look Shootout. Start of the fourth quarter. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart with you. 5-point lead for Wasatch Academy JV, and Dane Queen Creek hanging around here. Had their moments. We had that play last night. Thorson give it up to Bobick. Got to make it hurt. Bobick knocks down the three. If you're going to get the benefit of the non-backcourt, got to hit it.
Yeah, 15 points now for Bobick. And I'm telling you, man, Queen Creek, they've played with resiliency today. There have been times where we've started to get a little bit of separation. They've answered every time. Been an impressive day and an offensive foul. And now that's 4 on Jesse. So 4 on Jesse, 4 on Waits. The depth of this JV squad for Wasatch Academy is going to get some testing.
Yeah. Only got 2 other guys on the bench besides those 2.
Only 1 on the bench besides those 2.
Well, Huang and Lofton.
Yeah, but Jesse's on the floor right now.
All right. Here comes Gustafson. Nice move. We're tied at 61.
Basically, you have 6 guys right now who don't have 4 fouls. That's what we're trying to say. Another foul here on Glass, number 3.
The 15th foul on Queen Creek Bulldogs. Coming up next will be Centennial out of Las Vegas taking on Lone Peak. Gonna trigger in to Matus. To the corner, Leo Miller. Won't go, Glass claims the board. Glass now over to Thorson. Thorson trying to go inside to Gustafson. Ronsky there. Matus got it. Went off the foot of Gustafson and will go the other way. Wong. Give it up to Lee. Left hand and bucket.
Just be patient on that backside. Your guard will find you. A great job by Lee. All alone, able to finish.
Zinyi Lee. Gustafson fouled on the shot to go to the line. Should have got my daughter Reagan to let me know if that was actually right or not.
We could ask their SID.
Yep. We call him Kevin.
Or Kevin. There we go.
Yeah, that's easier.
Daughter Reagan speaks Mandarin, unless I ask her to, as that first free throw was good. Now you get Kevin at his Zinyi, but we'll take it as Gustafson gets both of them tied at 63.
You know, the first thing that came to my mind, has he watched Despicable Me?
Zinyi there for the board and bucket. Lee Zinyi with the bucket. Just like that, 4 points.
Had a bucket back in the first half as well. So he's got 6 in the contest. Is Miller going to pick up another foul here?
Miller picks up foul number 4.
And that's the 4th on Miller. So we talked about, you got 3 of your 7 players right now with 4 fouls. Only one of them on the floor.
Kevin Gustafson with 2 shots.
5:51 left in the fourth. Gustafson rimmed out the free throw.
Colby Garvin back in for the Bulldogs.
As Colby Garvin will come in for Isaiah Glass. As he splits the pair. 65-64 in favor of Wasatch Academy. Wang gives it back to Lofton. Now working the weave.
Look at the defense. They are not going to give Matus any space.
A good D by Thompson, and Matus creates off the dribble and extends the lead to 3.
I think if I'm Queen Creek, I'm living with that rather than the 3, right? He has not missed from long range today.
Garvin gives up to Gustafson, who gets the bucket. Nice job by Garvin.
And you can see, I mean, as good as a prospect as Lee is, he does not have that size and strength down low that a Waits does. And so if you're Gustafson, you can be patient in the post and you can work against him to get a good look. The question is, at what point do you feel confident having Cameron Waits come back on the floor with that 4th personal? For me, I'm probably waiting another 40 seconds. I think about 4.5 is when I do it.
Inside that 4-minute timeout.
Oh, you're going to do that? That's a little later than me.
Okay. Yeah, inside of 4 minutes.
All right.
Just so we're different. We agree too much lately. (68-66). Into the corner. Thompson for 3. And Queen Creek reclaims the lead.
Thompson for 3.
Been waiting for a game like this all weekend.
Yes, we have.
Lofton lost the handle, and we'll go back to Queen Creek.
And for a team that Dusty has had a rough go of it this week, we don't cheer for teams, right? We cheer for matchups, but it's good to see Queen Creek come out here on day number 3 and start to put things together.
Right. We cheer for just good games. It's Thorson.
That's why we're not SEC championship fans.
And it's Bobick from the corner extending the lead.
His 4th made 3 of the game. 18 points for Bobick. How about the defense? No room for Jerry.
Long can't get that one. Here comes Thorson down the lane to the rim. Can't get it. Rebound. Matus on the run.
Bench wanted that one. They were all
Leonard
standing.
Miller, right hand and bucket. Beautiful pass. Croatia to Canada. 4:05 left in the fourth. Thorson and outside Bobick. 3 won't go.
Boy, he wanted that. Knew that was close. And now Bobick matching up on Matus.
That 3 off the mark, and here comes Thompson. Thorson.
3 made 3s in this 4th quarter for Queen Creek.
And timeout taken by Coach Bobick. 3:29 left in the 4th quarter. You watch the 2019 Pro Look Shootout. 3:29 left in the fourth quarter. Queen Creek clinging to a 2-point lead. Thorson off the big screen from Glass into the corner. Bobick for three short. Rebound to Lofton.
Better mark Matus.
Matus with Garvin with him. Lofton for three and the lead.
Michael Lofton, he had that big first half, had 10 points at the half, and hadn't scored since until that three. And I love the unselfish nature I talked about. You better mark Matus. Gives it back to Lofton for the big triple.
Inside of 3 minutes, down to 2:55 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bobick with Matus out there. Up top. Thompson, nice drive, left hand and bucket. Preston Thompson, been impressive.
And if I'm Queen Creek, I'm going right in there every time because you wonder how aggressive Waits will be with those four personals. Jesse on the floor as well with four.
Here's Cameron Waits. Nothing there on the back door. Here's Trey Evans. Lob it back into Waits. Cameron can't get it. On the push here with Thompson. Outside Thorson. Strong on the three. Here comes Lofton. Michael. Inside out to Matus. No, that's Jesse. Check that. 4-3. Cole Jesse.
Boy, and Jesse took it on the defensive side, and he was a little affected getting down the floor and was able to spot up, shake it off, and hit a big three.
Timeout, Coach Bobick. 1:54 left in the fourth. Minute 50 to go here. 2-point lead for Queen Creek, or pardon me, for Wasatch Academy, as Gustafson forced that one, misses. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go.
Nice job by Waite, staying vertical, not giving up ground, forced a really tough shot.
There's Lofton. Cycles through to Matus. Lofton for three, no. Waits with the offensive board. Sends up top, Cole Jesse for three. It's a 5-point lead.
Cole Jesse.
Back-to-back threes for Jesse.
Thompson gets around Jesse on this end, and then we're back to a 3-point game. Inside of a minute left, Evans, Lofton for three. Rims out, and it's Thorson on the push. 50 seconds to go. Thorson gives it up to Thompson, reverses and scores, and it's 79-78.
9 points in the quarter for Thompson, 21 in the contest.
40 seconds to go. Cole Jesse to the rim, and one!
Cole Jesse with bucket and foul.
We've talked about been a tough week for Jesse. But how about 8 points in the fourth quarter, 15 in the contest, and coming alive when your team needs you the most?
Yeah, impressive.
Yeah.
And Jesse completes the 3-point play, 4-point game, 36 seconds to go. Thorson off the screen of Garvin. Staggered screens back out to Gustafson. Now Garvin Back to Gustafson on the give and go, and it's out of bounds off of Wasatch Academy.
That was Jesse with the defense. You know, he and Wade's both came on just under 4 minutes left. They both came on with 4 personals, and they've both found a way to stay on the floor for the last 3 minutes plus.
Thorson will trigger. Garvin. Hard of the hole. Thought he'd get a call and didn't.
Waits did a great job of staying vertical.
And they got a foul, and Bobick does. They'll put Cole Jesse at the line for 1-1.
Bulldogs Jackson Bauer whistle for the foul. Cole Jesse at the line shooting.
We talked a little bit earlier about Coach Bobick. Said he wanted to, you know, come up here, maybe get pushed around a little bit, experience that. And I think, I mean, I would love a chance to go try to talk to him before they clear out, but I think what they've shown today in this game, I think this has been exactly the week that Coach Bobick wanted to see. Maybe would have loved to get a win here, but you have an opportunity for some of that humble pie. You have an opportunity to stack up, let your kids see what Division I looks like, and then to see it start to come together. And an offensive rebound there, that's going to be frustrating, but really very impressed with what we've seen from Queen Creek. I don't think the clock ever started here.
I think we'll have 9 seconds. Oh, we have a technical foul.
Technical foul assessed to number 24, Colby Garvin.
Goes on Colby Garvin. He was frustrated about the no call on this end of the floor. And that kind of seals the deal. You can get free throws and the ball. So here's the 1-1. Jesse knocks it down. Again, Centennial versus Lone Peak coming up next. Tips off at 6 o'clock. We'll have a quick break, and we'll be back here on the stream. Hope you've been enjoying the coverage this week. We've got 2 more games before we clear out tonight. By the end, we'll know the college football playoff.
I think we already do.
It's done. Unless Bronco Mendenhall shocks the world and Virginia beats Clemson. And I don't think you're taking Baylor. I don't know who slides in after that. I think you're... Bryce Perkins has some magic, but I don't think he has that much magic.
I mean, theoretically, San Jose State still has a shot, but I don't think the committee's going to go that direction.
San Jose State doesn't have a shot. That's comical.
It hasn't been announced yet, so...
I'm giving mine right now. LSU's number 1. Give me a break. Ohio State's number 3.
I don't know, man. They couldn't even beat Georgia by 40.
That defense, though, it struggled. As we're going to be shooting free throws with Batus. Double bonus. And what's been a fun game here has gotten out of, I want to say out of hand. That's wrong. It's just been spaced out and out of doubt.
Decided.
Yeah.
Become decided.
There's no doubt left in this one. Who's your college football playoff? Hit us up at D News Rewind. I'm sure you all love to give your input. It's Batus.
Utah viewers are probably shutting it off right about now.
Who are they playing in the Sun Bowl? They missed the first one. Got one more. Got it. 86-78, 9 seconds to go. Thompson, blocked by Matus. Not giving him anything. As Gustafson misses on that one, Isaiah Glass. And that'll do it. Wasatch Academy 80s. Wasatch Academy JV 86. Queen Creek 78. Dane, your Utah Army National Guard most consistent performer.
Well, this is hard because for Wasatch Academy, they had guys step up at various stages. I'm going to go with Matus Ronski. 8 points in the first quarter, had 11 points in the third, finished with 24 unofficially. Solid game from Matus. Got a nice block at the end. It was meaningless, but played both ends of the floor and shot the ball really well. Congratulations, Matus Ronski, on being our most consistent performer.
Yeah, Wasatch Academy JV 86, Queen Creek 78. You're watching the 2019 Pro Look Shootout.